Okay. Unedited version of Biz Besties, live from Orange County.
Hi, everyone. Welcome
Hi.
to this episode of Biz Besties.
Mhm.
We're Kaila and Nicole, My Aligned Purpose. And Nicole, what are you grateful for today?
My heart is literally exploding. Kaila just said, "This is your best life." I feel like I just gained truly 40 new best friends. And already we've got multiple text chats going. It's everything my heart has wanted. It's exactly why I want to sign up to this mastermind, and I feel so fulfilled.
Yeah, me too. I think today I'm grateful for being in California, amazing weather, unlimited coffee, and like you said, all of our new friends. Mm-hmm. So I'm just flipping the Biz Besties format on its head by
asking me first.
By asking you first, yeah. Mm-hmm. For everyone who doesn't know, we're in Orange County doing a mastermind for a week, and it's very exciting. We're meeting all new people, and you can follow us on Instagram at My Aligned Purpose to follow our masterminding adventures. Mm-hmm. And so on this episode, we're going to talk about our 3 takeaways so far each.
Yeah. And, we typically, when we do Biz Besties, Kayla's in her home office and I'm in my home office recording studio.
It's not 9 p.m.
It's not 9 p.m. the night before. But we talked about being intentional about capturing how we're feeling in the moment and bringing this to all of you who listen to this on the Thursdays. We know that a lot of our clients are really excited that we're here and they're like, we can't wait to hear what you two are up to. When I say that this is like the tiniest sliver of the pie of what we've experienced so far, it literally is that, a sliver. To our Align CEO Method clients who listen to this, we are so excited to bring back the wealth of knowledge, and we still have a full day and night tomorrow.
Yeah, and then we have the whole rest of the year, October, and every other year after that for the rest of our life.
Yeah, exactly. Masterminding is amazing. So yeah, we're going to get into it. We each took our notes. Mine are on my phone. Kayla's are in her notebook there. And we just separately said, okay, you write down 3 of your takeaways from the last couple days. I'll write 3 of mine. Our first 2 were the exact same. So we were like, okay, let's come up with something.
Regroup, keep going.
Regroup, keep going. Do you want me to kick off with my first one?
Yeah.
Will we just go back and forth?
Sure.
Okay. So something to note about this particular mastermind that we're in is that there are only 40 of us. It's capped at that experience at only 40 entrepreneurs. The requirement to be in this mastermind is that your business generates $500,000 in revenue minimum. We are surrounded by 7, 8, 9-figure earners here. It's next level incredible. And so I think that's important context to give to you, because it is going to apply to those of you who are just getting started, who want to build a business, who are making 6 figures or on your way to 6 figures, and those of you who are also in the scaling phase as well. Okay, the first thing, my biggest takeaway that I've noticed over the last 3 days, and we've heard from people in all industries across basically the US, some Canadians, is that it is obvious that scaling a business is all about energy.
Yeah.
It's all about your energy. It's about the energetics of who you are being, believing that what you desire is available for you. It's believing that you can make the right connections, ask the right questions, be vulnerable and say, I don't know how to do this, I've never done this, and know that when you recalibrate your energy and decide operating from a place of fear is not going to get me there, operating from a place of scarcity is not going to get me there.
Compromising with who you spend your time with.
Compromising with who you spend your time with. Staying in like low vibrational conversations, gossip, surface level stuff. How's the weather? What's Susie at the gas station up to? Not the vibe. And it just all comes back to energy. We actually had this incredible keynote speaker today, Erin King, and her whole talk was about energy mastery, and she's hired all of these PhDs to do this development around how important your energy is. And her biggest takeaway was, what are you doing to feed your fuel? To feed your fuel, and what is taking away from your fuel. If you, myself, you, if we are all, figurative batteries, so to speak, and your battery is getting low or it is already at empty, What are you consciously aware of that brings your source energy back up? And what can you do that will sustain that and keep you going? And can you recognize what is an instant drag, right? Like keeping all your apps open on your phone, that drains your battery. What are you doing in your life that is like, you're not even using your phone and your battery's draining because your apps are open? What are you doing in your life that your energy is just being completely sucked dry? And the only way it's going to switch is if you decide that you believe energy is everything, you're going to make the switch.
Yeah. The other thing is she talked about the energy of your leadership. Like I think we can all relate, if you've ever had a job, to having a boss who maybe lit you up, who you wanted to show up to work for, you wanted to do really well in that job because you knew the culture was awesome. And then most of us can say like, yeah, I had that boss that sucked, that made me feel awful, that I didn't want to be around. And that is just energy. Mm-hmm. People could have the exact same skill set, and it's how you show up in your leadership and the energy of your leadership and how you inspire people. That's going to take your business from, and how you tell stories, that's going to take your business from like, it's not going to work to scaling to millions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was amazing. Okay. Shout out to Erin King. Okay, Kaila, what's your first one? Okay, we all have the same fears, and this is what Nicole and I both put down. Mm-hmm. We all have the same fears. On day one, we opened up with an exercise of everyone sharing something that they're scared of around in a circle, and then the facilitator asked, can anyone relate to any of these fears? Has anyone felt any of these fears? Every single person's hand goes up in the room. And we're talking about like, I'm scared I'm not going to have enough money. I'm scared I'm going to tank this business. I'm scared I'm, the thing that everybody's always scared of. I'm scared that my reputation is going to go to shit. I'm scared that the more I invest in my business and in my work, that it takes away from my family, my loved ones. Yeah, exactly. I can't be a mom, an amazing mom who contributes to my kid and having a business at the same time. It was just like fear after fear after fear. And as you're listening, you're like, yep, I could relate to that. I could relate to that. And it really set the tone for the room. Of course, we switched to positive energy after that. Mm-hmm. But it set the tone for the room that even though there are people in this room making 7 figures, 8 figures a year, working in professional sports and working in professional media and like really high level, high end. Those people who maybe we look up to and say like, wow, you're incredible. You must know something I don't know. They probably do know lots of things we don't know, but ultimately we're all humans, and it really leveled out the playing field.
And we know things they don't know. Tonight we're walking home and somebody's like, I still don't quite get what a zap is. And Kayla's like trying to explain it. And it's like, there's just, and that information of knowing what Zapier is and what a zap is, maybe it wasn't for her, but the whole reason this conversation came up is because you completely blew somebody's mind earlier with the concept of integrating Zap into their business. They didn't know that. That's something that you have that skill set on. It's like we all have something to bring to the table mm-hmm. to help eliminate everybody else's fears.
Yeah. Okay. What's your next one?
Okay, my next one is every single question, desire, ask, connection can and will always be found inside of a high-level mastermind. There are people out there saying they have a mastermind, they throw a mastermind, come mastermind with me, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Masterminding, that's
straight truth.
Yeah, this kind of blends into my third one. Can I do my second and third one together?
Yeah, you're the boss.
Okay. My second one is that, right? Every question, desire, ask, can and will always be found inside of a high-level mastermind. And then my third one is, it is a skillful act to hold a room full of high-performing, high-achieving entrepreneurs and business owners for days and nights in a row and keep our attention. Like that is, you have to be skilled. Entrepreneurs are a different breed, right? And nobody is on their phone. You've probably noticed we've posted about one piece of content a day, and it's minimal and it's not that great because we are not on our phones. Nobody's on their phone. Everybody's present. When we are chatting to every single person in the room, the eye contact is intentional. It's intense. It's there. And I also just put that, like, the thoughtfulness, the generosity, the curiosity, and the intention that is put into this mastermind, that is done by a skilled mastermind host/coach. And I'm so grateful that we invested in this mastermind, because there are lots of people out there being like, I made $80 million this month. And there's the whole pineapple thread that I can't fucking stand of people saying they're mastermind hosts and they host the mastermind host and so on and so forth. That has nothing on this room. And Chris and Lori are so incredibly skilled. The people in this room are high level, achieving world class, incredible business owners. And to that, we recognize, wow, at the scale of businesses we bring in, we do this as well. Yeah. We're rolling out, like tonight before we all wrapped up for the day, dinner was not organized this evening. It has been every other night. But before we left for dinner, they went around and handed us all these beautiful, fancy black envelopes inside a card with $100 bill for every single one of us that said, go treat yourselves out to dinner and drinks. So of course we all meet up and go out with our new friends. And I was like, I said to Kaila in the bathroom getting ready before we go out, I was like, my aspiration of who I want to be as a coach and a mastermind person is this. Like, I want to be going to more events, going to more retreats, and I want to be handing out cards to our clients, take yourself out to dinner, do that. And Kaila was like, reminded me that we actually already do this. Like, you get a spa day and you get a spa day and you get a pair of Lululemons and you get this. Like, we're generous and the Harders are generous and we're curious and they're curious. And I believe that it takes deep skill to be able to pull something like this off. And I'm incredibly impressed, because we have been in many masterminds that it frankly was like the bar was really low and it was not a great experience. And this is above and beyond. It's 12 on 10. And I think that any question I have, anyone I want to be connected to, if I wanted to be connected to Oprah, somebody in that room would know somebody that would know somebody that would be able to make that happen. And that's the power of a real masterminding group.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's amazing. And I just think the difference between real masterminding and a curated room and a coach that can hold the energy without ego, they're not monitoring what we're talking about.
No.
And they intentionally bring us together so we can help each other. And there are sessions during the day, but it's not like we're here to show you everything we know. Mm-hmm. It's like you're here to learn from each other. Truly is the energy. And that's the difference. It's like it takes so much or so little ego to be able to show up and say, everybody here has all the answers, and it's not about me as the host. Mm-hmm. So it's just, that is an incredible example. Yeah.
Okay, what are your second and third? Because mine, I didn't realize, but mine actually fed right into one another. The other thing I do want to add to mine is that we say this to our clients as well, is that what you want is an ask away inside the room. So for those of you listening who are not in Aligned CEO Method, or you're not in a mastermind, like, you are leaving money on the table every single day that you want to grow your business, and your problems could be solved in one ask in one room. And you're telling yourself that you can't invest in it, or a mastermind isn't what you want, a group experience isn't it, you need one-on-one. This is, if there is ever proof that to go to the fucking top, you do not need one-on-one.
No, you really don't. But everyone has, like, that's further to my next point, actually, is that everyone has one-on-one time for each other.
Yes.
It's not, you don't need a one-on-one coach, but everyone has one-on-one time for each other. So the
multiple,
the people who are playing big and show up for themselves and for others are amazing people to be with, because their energy is so generous, so non-ego driven, and that is all a choice. It's not something that maybe we're born with tendencies to generosity or whatever. Okay, fine. And I think we all are born full of love. But it's a choice to be an adult who's successful, who shows up with everybody in the room and gives, and knows that by bringing this energy to the room, in choice of doing that, there's so much more for everyone. It's not like I'm giving because I know you're going to give back to me. It's like, I actually have that skill, and you might not have the skill I need, but I'm sure somebody else does, but I can help you solve this problem right now. You need a zap, for example. It's like, if we can help, then we will. And that's how we naturally are, even to a fault. And in like a broader conversation, maybe to a fault, but like not in this room, we naturally are like, yeah, what can we do? If we can help you, we absolutely will. And to be around other people who are like that too is refreshing, and it's a reminder that nobody is forcing anyone to be here and act this way. And just like in Align CEO, nobody's forcing anyone to be there and give to each other. Actually, while we were out at dinner, we got a message from an Align CEO who's helping another Align CEO fundamentally transform her life through her program. And we are so excited when we, like, I saw it first, and then we were talking, being normal at dinner, so I couldn't just like yell it out at dinner. But then Nicole read it after, and she had the same reaction I did. At first I was like, this is the best. And then when you saw it, that's exactly what you said too, because we see everyone learning, growing, up-leveling, personally, professionally, whatever you need help with together, and we're all there to support each other. So I love this room, but I have to say, the Align CEOs are always first in my heart. I mean, it's not a competition, but Align CEO, shout out. Okay, and then my third one is just that generosity is everywhere, and the easiest way you can give, it doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be things, it doesn't have to be anything you don't have, it's just your undivided attention. And the undivided attention that we have had individually with people in the last few days has been, like I said before, really refreshing. But also, I have this personal hang up around male energy, and I have not felt 1 ounce of that in this room. I kind of get this, like, just from past traumas and family stuff, I get this feeling that I'm not, like, what I feel isn't valid or isn't important, or what I have to say isn't important. And in this room, the men in here are like, go on, tell me.
I think some of our best friends that we've made so far, a lot of them are men.
Yeah.
They're, and the women, but there are remarkable men in this group.
Yeah, they're really proving to me that I don't have to feel this fear, anxiety around gender, and I don't want to feel that way. I just do from past experience. And I'm like, am I getting rewired right now? Do I feel okay? And I'm not scared at all in this room. And usually I would be thinking about how I'm being, I'd be thinking about how I'm acting, I'd be double checking what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to take up space. I wouldn't want to say something that would interrupt or argue with, or in a positive way. Or I just, like, I don't feel any like pushback against the patriarchy right now, which has been a theme of my male relationships in my life to date. And this whole time I've been like, I feel so secure in myself because they're not expecting anything from me. They're just like, here you are being you, tell me more. And everybody in the room,
I would say it's pretty equal too. Hey, like, I'm trying to like think about going around the room, like, it's pretty equal, men and women, 50-50. And the energy is, it's so balanced, it's so clean, it's so helpful. Yeah. We have so much more to share. Like, we've done beach Olympics. We're going on yachts. By the time you hear this, it'll be Thursday. We're going out on yachts this evening. We've had beautiful dinners curated for us. The speakers we got to hear from Brock Johnson, like OG Instagram God. Like, it's been incredible. And we're meeting up with an Align CEO in LA on Friday night and having a sleepover and going to a concert. I'm just like...
And Tanner.
Yeah, and Tanner, our assistant, who we've never met. She's going to fly down. And myself and Kaila and Tanner and our Align CEO who lives in LA, shout out Adriana. She's been with us in My Align Purpose since day one.
Yeah.
And That's the power of going for it and creating friendships and connections. So I think like my final advice on this, we said we had 3 and there's so much to share, but my final advice is for those of you listening to this, if you feel lonely, if you feel like you're in a silo, if you feel like nobody gets you, who's even watching your stuff, who's listening to your podcast, I want you to find an accountability buddy. I want you to look for a biz bestie, and before you go for the ask, I want you to go in with the serve. Hey, I heard you say you want this. Like, this is for online CEO, cash flow people, and everybody else. If you're listening and these terms don't make sense, kind of just go with it. But I want you to think about, before you go and say, hey, Kaila, I'd really love if you could like tell me everything you know about Kajabi, and I'm feeling kind of lonely and I want somebody to help me with my Kajabi. You know, go in with what you heard Kaila, what I'm hearing Kaila needs. It's like, okay, I'm hearing, you know, let's just go with exactly what you just said, that like you're looking to feel really secure in the mastermind room with the dual energies of the men and the women, and I'd love to offer you, you know, here's my experience, or here's one of my favorite podcasts on that. And, you know, if you have the time and space, I'd love some support on Kajabi. Go find a friend, give them something that you've heard that they need, or ask what they need, and then create that friendship, that connection, that accountability. You could create a lifetime of friendship. And that is so much better than going at life and business, especially, alone.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing, if you're thinking like, do I need a mastermind, and you're thinking of joining Aligned CEO, if you're not making as much money as you want to be making, often people who are watching your business, who are in business, can help you figure out why that is. Mm-hmm. But when you're thinking about it day and night, like I always say, and everybody else always says too, you cannot see the label from inside the jar. So you're coming up against your same recurring thoughts. You're not getting out of your comfort zone and asking other people for advice, for accountability, for support, whatever. Then you're going to get the same freaking result. So we need to switch it up.
Yeah, switch it up. We're going to wrap it here. This is an unedited version.
You can tell like it's all crooked.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
We're in the hotel room. We're working with the lighting that we've got here. Let us know what you think about this episode. Send us a message over on Instagram in the DMs. If you are not yet on our email list and you want to stay in the loop over there, you can opt in on our website. You can go to myalignedpurpose.com/quiz if you're looking to figure out how to move from one-to-one to one-to-many. And lastly, for those of you, I was going to say if you're local, but as we film this from California, which is not local to us. So for those of you who are looking to be in a room full of energy, women, connection, friendship, inspiration, motivation, education, food, drinks, DJ, business, bubbles, besties, all of the things. Mm-hmm. You need to get your ticket to She Leads. Like, listening to us in this energy, you cannot miss out on this weekend. Head to the link in the show notes, or go to myalignedpurpose.com/SheLeads, or send us a message and say, I want information on She Leads. We want you there. And when you are in that room that weekend, you will understand why putting yourself in rooms like this is the difference between the people who go from here to here to the people that go from here to way over there. Like, you will move further, faster when you've got people who stretch you and support you in that way. And there's the opportunity to do that in person in Victoria, April 25th and 26th at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel.
Okay, can't wait to see you there. DM us at My Aligned Purpose.